But first at 6 to a live look at an abortion rights protest happening in Pinellas County right now. Action Air One flying over several happening in our region tonight. It's a scene playing out in cities all across the U.S. today. We'll check in with our reporter covering these protests tonight in just a few minutes. But first, here at 6, we want to break down exactly what is happening with this Roe v. Wade news. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamison Mueller.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thank you for joining us. First tonight, to be clear, abortion is still legal here in the United States. However, just last night, an unprecedented leak of a Supreme Court draft opinion appears to show the conservative majority is poised to overturn Roe v. Wade. That's the 1973 Supreme Court decision that has guaranteed federal abortion rights for nearly 50 years in this country. However, Justice Samuel Alito, the apparent author of the opinion, wrote, quote, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to people's elected representatives." President Biden today telling reporters this draft puts a whole range of rights in question.
If it becomes a law and if what is written is what remains, it goes far beyond the concern of whether or not there is the right to choose. It goes to other basic rights.
The Supreme Court says this draft opinion does not represent a final position of any member on the issue. Chief Justice John Roberts adds that the leak is a betrayal of the confidences of the court and is vowing to investigate. Reaction to these abortion developments has, of course, been split. On the one hand, you have women fearing that their reproductive rights will be stripped away.
That's right. But on the other hand, you have some Republicans calling this a huge win for the unborn. And if the Supreme Court goes through with this ban, it would clear the way for Florida's new 15-week abortion ban to take effect in July. ABC Action News Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders joining us live in Tallahassee tonight with reaction from the state capitol. Forrest?
Yeah, and here in the state capitol, we are seeing another one of those rallies. If you take a look behind me, you can see a lot of pro-choice advocates standing in front of the Florida Supreme Court, chanting, "Stand up, fight back." They are targeting voters as we near the midterm election, saying that if you don't like what's happening, you need to cast a ballot.
If Roe v. Wade is overturned, Florida's new 15-week abortion ban takes effect July 1. Cuts current law by 9 weeks and makes no exception for rape, incest, and human trafficking.
Abortion is health care. Abortion is health care.
House Democrats Tuesday warned women will suffer under new provisions, especially minorities and those with lower incomes.
We will not go back. We will not go back to wire hangers. We will not go back to women dying in back alley abortions.
The law is likely to face court challenges under Florida's broad privacy protections, but these lawmakers are uncertain how a conservative-leaning state Supreme Court will rule. Voters, they say, are the backstop.
And we have to ensure that those who pursue this anti-abortion agenda feel the consequences of stripping away our rights.
Governor Ron DeSantis and the GOP majority haven't been shy about tackling abortion this year, despite the upcoming election. In fact, opponents fear DeSantis will go for a total ban during this month's special session on property insurance, expanding the focus to include a trigger law effective only if Roe goes.
If you look at the protections that I signed into law a couple weeks ago, those were the strongest that Florida has seen in decades.
The governor declined to offer much of an opinion on a total ban during an afternoon press conference, only continuing to voice support for the 15-week policy he signed last month and condemning the recent SCOTUS leak.
That's a real significant breach of trust. You want to talk about an insurrection, that's a judicial insurrection.
Even so, high-ranking Republicans are seeking total abortion prohibition. Senator Kelly Stargel among them.
Obviously, hopefully in the future there will be no abortions, that babies will be wanted no matter when they're conceived.
What comes next isn't clear and largely hinges on what happens in the High Court in D.C. If justices rule against Roe, Florida's abortion law may look very different very soon.
Now, the Florida ACLU has said that they have intention to file a lawsuit challenging Florida's new 15-week abortion ban. House Democrats saying today that they expect that filing to happen in the coming weeks. That's the latest out here at the Capitol. I'm Forrest Saunders reporting.
Forrest, thank you. Going back to those protests happening across the country, Action Air One here flying over several happening here in our region this evening. And tonight we have a live crew on the ground at a rally for abortion rights happening right outside of the Pinellas County Courthouse. Our Rochelle Aline joins us now with more on what these demonstrators are calling for tonight. Rochelle?
Yeah, that protest just wrapped up. It was called by Representative Michelle Rayner. She tells us she woke up angry this morning by what she read in that leaked draft opinion. So she called this event, and more than 100 people answered that call. They were out here chanting and protesting to protect the right to vote. But as that event just wrapped up, she left the crowd with this directive. She said, organize, mobilize, find a political home, get involved, and vote. She says what happened here today needs to carry beyond this protest, and she's calling on the crowd to ultimately exercise their right to vote. You can see the crowd behind me is starting to disperse. They're actually heading to another event right around the corner where another protest is planned at 6 o'clock, protesting the same thing, to protect the right to an abortion. We're headed that way soon as well, and we'll have a full wrap-up of that event and this event coming up tonight on ABC Action News at 11 o'clock. For now, in St. Pete, Rochelle Aline, ABC Action News.
Rochelle, thank you, and you can count on us to continue to follow the developments with this abortion case. You'll find all of our in-depth coverage right there on our homepage of our website at abcactionnews.com.